Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today's video is going to be a review of the SIDEKICK Planner. SIDEKICK Planner is new on the market. It is an undated daily planner with a 2-page spread per day. It covers a 3-month period. It has 91 days of dailies, 3 monthly views or 3 monthly layouts, and 13 weekly reviews. So we're going to get into all the details of it. Right now it comes in 2 colors and it's at a special introductory price of only $19.99, which is a great price for this planner in my opinion when comparing it to other similar on the market. These are their 2 color schemes. You can go with the black or the red, and then they have different coordinating colored bands. The one I chose to write in was the red one since I received so many black planners. I just want to point out that it comes in this nice little box, keeps your planner safe while it is in transit. The back also gives you a lot of information about your planner. So don't just pull it out of the box and throw it away because you have some important information on here. I like to call these types of planners kind of like a planner journal combo. While it's not really a journal, it's not just only a planner. So you'll see that as we get into it. It has a nice big accordion pocket in the back with material on the sides there. Really nicely made, tough. This is a quality book. It feels very nicely made. It feels nice in hand. It's like, the vegan type of leather, faux leather, and it feels great in your hand. It's your typical A5 size. It's 8.2 by 5.2, and it's not too thick, not hefty at all. It feels very lightweight to carry around since it is only 90 days worth, which most daily planners that are a 2-page spread, they are all 90 days worth. There has been a big focus, I'm sure you guys have seen with like the book, The 12-Week Year, I think is the name of the book, that focuses on setting goals for 12-week periods and looking at it like that, not setting huge goals for the whole year. And there are a lot of planners now that, focus on giving you 3 months at a time and really giving you the pages to work out things during that time. You have your nameplate page to start us out here. Then you have a little welcome from the creator of this planner, Steve, which I've been very impressed with contact with him. This planner also has some quotes in it. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. That's one of my favorite quotes, actually. They give you a little bit of information about the planner, telling you why short-term goals are better than long-term goals. Like long-term goals give you a vision, while short-term goals give you directions. So you have very tangible things to take steps on there. They show you the monthly layout and they kind of point out things in it and what they would use that section for. So it's a little bit of guidance on how they designed the planner to be used. Then they show you your daily page layout and they give you a little bit of guidance on each section of the daily 2-page spread to just tell you, what were their intentions when designing it? What were they thinking you would use that section for? Sorry, you guys, that was your weekly review. And then this is your daily page. So same thing, you get some guidance. Then they talk about creating a vision. Their 4 categories that they have you focus on for goals in their planner is health, wealth, love, and happiness. And see, there's some more quotes in here. I love motivating quotes. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that because I post quotes on my Instagram quite often written in my Hobonichi. I'm a big fan of motivational quotes. So you have a section here to start off here with some brainstorming in those 4 categories on dot grid pages. Then you go into here and they talk to you about setting your rituals, how important morning rituals are, evening rituals, and what are your weekend rituals. So you have some area here to map those out, write what your intentions are for every morning. What are your intentions for every evening? What do you want to see happening? If you make things a habit, it makes your entire morning routine or evening routine so much easier. Number 1, those things happen every day then, just like brushing your teeth if you make it a habit. And number 2, you are taking out an option of a decision. You are not having to decide on that thing because that has become a habit. Just like you don't decide to take a shower every morning or brush your teeth. Same thing with, I know I have made the gym and scripture study in the mornings and a little journaling time with that a habit. And so that has happened every single day this entire school year because I made it a habit and not a choice. So not to go into too much of that. If you make something a habit, it not only makes sure that it happens, but it makes your life easier. And it's a win in your life and something you don't have to make a decision on. Then they give you some help here, some guidance. I like that they give you guidance with each section for coming up with you have your top 3 goals for this quarter. So since this planner covers a quarter, you have 3 goals to focus on for this quarter. So 1, 2, 3. Of course, I don't think, because I never follow all the rules, you guys know if you follow me, that doesn't mean you have to have 3 goals for this quarter. It could be that you want to have 1 goal per month, because what you're deciding you're going to be able to accomplish or implement in 1 month. So use it however you need to, but they give you pages for 3 goals for the quarter, and you have your whys for that goal, your process for that goal, your action steps for that goal, your reward for that goal, which I rarely write in a reward for a goal. It's just, I think it's different personality types that might like to do that. I personally just don't ever feel like I need a reward for my goal. I feel like meeting the goal is my reward enough. I know that sounds so cliche, but that's just how I feel. I mean, I reward myself when I've had like hard days and I feel like I need a treat or a little self-care, but I don't come up with a reward per goal. Maybe it would be helpful. I don't know. It's just never been my personality. Notes, ideas, and mind map down here to work on your goal. So after you come up with your 3 goals and you have those 3 pages to map them out, you go into your 3 monthly layouts. Like I mentioned, this is an undated planner. They do give you the shaded circles to help guide you on where to write your date numbers, and I always like that because it helps me stay neater. You have room up here to write your motivation for that month, your tasks, notes, ideas, wins, gratitude, mind map for the month, and then your goals for that month. What are you working on in what category? Of their 4 categories of health, wealth, love, and happiness. Because they do use a big chunk of the page for your notes, for your goals, your planning boxes are a little bit smaller. So you just have to take note of that. If you're someone that can write smaller and that doesn't mind a small box, also make note that it is a Monday start and your weekends are grouped together with shaded so they stand out. So here's your work week and then your weekends. Some people love that, some people don't. So I always like to make sure to point that out. Then you have your 3 monthly layouts in a row. You have some motivational quotes. Then you go into your weekly review and weekly planning for the next week. But since this is your first week, you only have half of it because you only have, what's happening in your upcoming week. You don't have your last week. To go over this, we're going to go here to a full one. That's only because that's your first week. So for every week, you end your week with a review of the last week and then a looking ahead to the next week. You review the last week, you put your date up here, last week's achievements, best moments in health and wealth, love and happiness. Weekly challenge review. Did I succeed? Why not? How did I celebrate? How can I improve? I always think this reflection question is really helpful for me. Even at the end of a day is how can I improve? At the end of every day, at the end of every week, I can definitely think of things that did not go the way that I wanted to, that I did not react the way I wanted to, that I did not handle things with my kids or my husband the way that I wanted to. And there are definitely things I can improve on every day, every week. And I think that reflection is so helpful in our lives. It's the only way that we grow and progress and try to become a better person, the person that we want to be. Then you have a notes, ideas, wins, and gratitude dot grid down there. A little reminder, review your written goals regularly to stay motivated. And that is something that I have heard over and over in books, in podcasts, that you need to review your goals regularly, if not daily, in order to keep them in your mind, to have them at the forefront, to stay motivated. Then you have an I'm excited for the next week, 3 things to look forward to. A weekly challenge. What challenge are you going to give yourself and what would your reward be? Upcoming projects. 3 projects that you are needing to get done that week or work on. You list the project and then why is this important underneath? So you can remember or have motivation for why you're doing that. Main tasks. Then just your main task list for the week, which is different than your upcoming projects for the week. I do think that distinction is important. Habit tracking. You have room to track 5 habits here for your week. And you have your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday boxes to check off. And so that is your weekly habit tracker. I think having a habit tracker option in a planner is really important. It's something that if we are not monitoring and measuring our habits, then we can't help to improve them. We don't really have anything substantial to look at to make improvements on. Here is your daily 2-page layout. Let's go to where I wrote my pen test first. I'm going to go over the pen test and then we will go over the daily 2-page layout. I tried all my normal pens. I used a fountain pen. I used Papermate flares, mild liners, all kinds, ERIN CONDREN dual tip markers. They are all on here. This is 100 GSM paper. It handled all the pens really well. Even as you can see, the fountain pen, which was right there, you can barely see any bits of it. So I wouldn't even say that the fountain pen bled through. It just had a little show through maybe. This 100 GSM paper handled all the pens superbly. I don't think you will have any complaints about the paper. It feels nice. It is not slick. It takes the pen well. Here, I kind of pointed out, you start your day, your morning ritual, starting with the positive, which I think is important. Every morning in my scripture study, I try to write a gratitude. That is really helpful. And if I don't write a gratitude down, I try to think of it, because I think starting with something positive in your day, it does help determine the direction of your day. So your morning ritual is to start with something positive. You start with your I'm excited about, and then you start with your affirmation, both positive things. Then you go to your today's focus, and then you go to think about your mind and your body. What are you going to do for your mind and your body today? Then today's big 3, your big 3 things that you want to accomplish that day, or that must get done that day, what you're going to be focusing on, and why is this important, and your reward, and then a tick off box. Other tasks for the day. So these are just, your other tasks. You have 7 boxes and you can mark them. They kind of show you some bullet journal symbols down here that you can use if you want to. A done is a check mark, and an X is a delete, and defer, and then delegate, and waiting for. So you have that key right down there if you choose to use those. Let's go to a blank page to look at this side of the page, because I do have it so much written here. I will have this down in the description box. I got you guys a discount code even on top of their beginning pricing of $19.99. I got you 5% off through the end of this year, through the end of 2019, 5% off on their website or on Amazon. So make sure to check both for the lowest price if you're going to buy. And the code is Amandasfavorites. Amandasfavorites is your 5% off. I will have that down in the description box for you. So let's look at a page that's clear of all my writing. Here is the bulk of your planner. You have 91 daily pages. Here is your daily page. We already went through this side. Let's go through the right side. Then you have your schedule right here. So this is where you can write your appointments in, AM and PM. And if you don't have appointments, it's just you can write out what you plan to do during those time periods. What are you going to accomplish? What are your intentions? Or you can leave it blank for only your appointments. So that's kind of up to you how you want to use that. You have a notes dot grid section. Then you have your evening ritual, today's achievements, I am so grateful for, and my big dream. I think it is great to end your day on a positive note too, to think about what you did great that day, what you're grateful for from the day. I think having a daily gratitude is important, whether you do it in the morning or at night. And my big dream. I have heard over and over so much recently that whatever one big goal or dream you're working on, you should rewrite every single day. Rachel Hollis says that and actually has a whole journal just based on that. I think rewriting your same big dream every single day until it comes to fruition is a really important mental part of the game. That is your daily pages, your 2-page spread. Every 7 days, you will have your weekly review and your look ahead to the next week. So every 7 days, you will come to review the last week and look ahead to the next week, and then you start a new week. When you get to the end of you have 13 weekly reviews. That's because you have kind of that half weekly review to start you. You have 3 monthly spreads, 91 days. When you get to the end, you have your quarterly review in the last few pages. So you look at your goals. My goal was, what was my outcome? What went right and why? What went wrong and why? Notes and future actions. You have those questions on each one of your goals. What changes happened in the last 13 weeks for your health, your wealth, your love, and your happiness? And then give yourself a score out of 10 in those categories. Then you have a few notes pages, not too many, because they don't want to bulk up the book too much. And because I feel like when you do have a 2-page daily spread, you have ample notes room, because they do leave you that dot grid every single day. And you have your weekly planning and review pages. So I feel like you do have ample room for notes, but you do have 3 notes pages at the end, and then that's it. And then you would start your new book over. and you do end with a review of the last week, but not with a look ahead at the next week. That is the SIDEKICK planner. I thought I would share a really quick comparison with Panda Planner, since I always have questions after showing similar planners to Panda Planner of how they compare. Here's the Panda Planner 2-page spread. Here is the SIDEKICK planner. I personally was really impressed with the SIDEKICK planner, and I loved the flow of it and the feel of it. And if I was using one of these two books, I personally would pick SIDEKICK. I'm not just saying that because this video is on SIDEKICK planner, but here's why. Number one, because I don't need my schedule taking up that much room like this with all your times written out. You guys have heard me say that a lot about a daily planner. I really prefer it like this. I can write in any appointments I have, but I can also just write what I plan to do and accomplish during my work, at home, homeschool time, during the AM and PM times. That just works a lot better for me. The layout of this daily page just works better for me. But they both have gratitude. Panda Planner just has gratitude up front. They both have what are you like excited about and room for affirmations, room for a focus and today's priorities, task lists. They pretty much have the same component, but in different places. Today's wins and how I'll improve. So they have very similar questions they're asking you, but it is a very different setup, as you can see from this. Also, Panda Planner does have weekly reviews, but they are all the way up in the front in one section of just all your weekly reviews are together. I would much rather have my look ahead at the week and my next week right in front of my week, flipping back to it. That's just, it makes more sense to me. So this is Panda Planner's weekly look ahead. But like I said, it's in a weekly section. They go monthly, then weekly, then all your dailies. You definitely have some different components in here that are not on here. The weekly pages, I would say, are a little bit more of a stark difference than the daily pages. This is what your Panda monthly view looks like compared to your SIDEKICK monthly view. You have a little bit bigger boxes and you have less room for your plans and goals for the month. If you want to know more about Panda Planner, I will link that review down below, so you can look into that if you're interested. Something that I did not mention yet, SIDEKICK Planner comes with 2 ribbons. So you can keep one on your month if you would like, and one on the day you're on. Your weekly review is easy to find since they are every 7 days. You could also keep one of your ribbons on your weekly review, and your month is easy to find because it's just at the front. I love the rounded corners. I really do like the feel and look of this book. They've done a good job on design and just on aesthetics. Something I will mention, when books don't come with pin holders, of course, you can buy a pin holder to stick on here. Amazon sells lots of them. In an A5 planner like this, I find my pins always fit really well if they have a good elastic band, and this one does, and my pins always fit really well right there on the top. It's almost the length of the planner and doesn't take up any room or get in the way. So that's a great way to carry your pin around. I would love to hear your thoughts down below, as I know the creator of this planner, Steve, would love to hear them also. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy planning, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.